This is KGW News at 11.
We're following breaking news tonight. A rescue operation is underway in the Columbia River Gorge. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm John Adams. The operation comes as we get new details on a separate search that ended with the death of a hiker. The other is still ongoing. Ashley Grahams joins us live from the gorge. And Ashley, what can you tell us about this ongoing search?
Well, John, we're about a mile and a half east of Multnomah Falls. We're near Ainsworth State Park. The scene very active right now. That's because search and rescue teams are trying to make contact with two hikers who've been stuck on a cliff for hours. The Multnomah County Sheriff's Office tells me with the help of a drone from Gresham Police, they were able to find the hikers, and with that drone's camera, they were able to see them, and they do say they don't appear to be hurt, but it could be a very difficult rescue. They've got a technical ropes team out here right now trying to get to these hikers, but as John said, this is not the only search and rescue effort that was underway today. The other one was not far from here. Now, law enforcement says a 61-year-old woman, well, she went missing yesterday, and that was near Horsetail Falls. And they came back out today, and they found that woman dead at the bottom of a cliff. Now, they did not say how she died, and they haven't released her name yet. But back here at this search and rescue operation that's happening just east of Multnomah Falls, while these rescuers are still trying to get to those hikers on the cliff. Now, I just talked to a deputy who told me they did the right thing. They called 911 and they stayed in the same place until someone could locate them. We're hoping for good news and a rescue out here tonight. John.
All right, Ashley, thank you. Hopefully crews can get to them safely. Well, new tonight, police in Vancouver continue to investigate two separate crashes that turned deadly. The most recent one happened last night just before 10:30. The department says a man on a motorcycle was heading north on Main Street and failed to stop at a red light at the intersection of East 15th. He crashed into the side of a truck and died at the scene. Witnesses say the motorcycle was going about 70 to 80 miles an hour before that crash. The truck driver did not show any signs of impairment and is cooperating with police. The second crash happened just before 9:30 Tuesday night in the area of Northeast 134th and 4th Plain Boulevard. A bus driver told police he saw a man crossing the street not in a crosswalk when he was hit by a car. By the time first responders got there, the man was dead. The driver later told police he had thought he had hit an animal, but he didn't see anything, so he drove away. He also didn't show any signs of impairment. Well, two men now face charges including first-degree robbery after a carjacking in North Portland last night. Officers were called to North Skidmore and Albina around 7:40. A man says he was unloading groceries from his car when two people, 41-year-old Raheem Carter and 24-year-old Brandon Plum, approached him. One pointed a gun at him and demanded his keys. The two later crashed that car near 70th and Mason Street and ran away. Officers found and arrested them in a nearby neighborhood. The victim was not hurt. Well, turning now to weather, we were flirting with record high temperatures in Portland today, and we get another chance to see if we can break a record tomorrow. Joe Ranieri joins us now. And Joe, what are our chances that we set a record tomorrow?
I think there's a good chance. Now, we came close to hitting 80 degrees. I say we came close, but it was 4 degrees shy. The old record was, or I should say the record was set back in the 40s, in fact. But today we saw temperatures right around the mid to the upper 70s. Right now we're looking at a temperature of 59 degrees in downtown Portland, and we're still looking at another chance of seeing record temperatures for your St. Patty's Day. A good chance to see anywhere from 75 to maybe 78 in a few locations. We are going to be staying sunny and warm through Monday. Even Tuesday stays nice, but changes move on shore heading into the middle part of next week. But between now and then, John, we're going to be under this influence of a ridge of high pressure. That just means fair skies and sunny and warm conditions. Again, March typically brings in a little tease of a taste of spring. Well, we're getting a big tease here the next few days. So we're looking at temperatures again tomorrow in the mid to the upper 60s by the early part of the afternoon. This model is showing a high of 72. I think there's a better chance of seeing daytime highs right around the mid to the upper 70s. So for tomorrow, I'm going with a high again of 76 degrees. Both tomorrow and Monday, we could easily be looking at record-breaking temperatures before we cool off a little bit heading into Tuesday. I'll break it all down for you coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Joe, thank you. We'll be looking forward to that. Well, candidates running to be Portland's next mayor took part in a roundtable discussion this afternoon on addiction and recovery. Mingus Maps, Renee Gonzalez, Leave Ostis, Carmen Rubio, Darrell Kinsey Bay, and Keith Wilson were all able to present ideas on how to make treatment in the state easier to access. But they were also able to listen to ideas from folks currently in recovery.
Portland's mayoral candidates on stage together for the first time, not to debate, but to discuss ideas on how to help people dealing with addiction problems.
We all know that this is probably the place that the Portland metro area has struggled with most in recent years. And frankly, the people who can solve that are in this room today, which is why I'm here.
The Recovery Summit was hosted by Oregon Recovers. The main goal? Opening a dialogue between people in recovery and the leaders who will be in charge of finding a solution to the city's addiction crisis.
I think it's important to articulate a path of hope for the city right now. We've gone through a really tough few years, largely shaped by the addiction crisis on our streets. And so I think part of today is talking about real solutions, how we're going to all hold hands and drive this together.
Some of the major topics discussed were the need for a sobering center in Portland and the lack of beds available for people in recovery. For those in attendance, the summit brings hope that solutions are on the way for people dealing with addiction.
I can't even tell you how jazzed it has me to be here. The people are amazing. We're all here for the same reasons, and it's just overall a really amazing thing.
We have to put our money where our mouth is, and we have to put our heart in the right direction. Everyone knows what we're supposed to do, but yet we have to put people in positions of power to make those decisions that we know that they will make.
Well, if you've got some plans to enjoy some St. Paddy's Day festivities, make sure you're being safe out there. The Portland Police Bureau is partnering with local and state law enforcement agencies to make sure people aren't driving impaired. Police in Vancouver are also stepping up patrols as part of Target Zero. Now, the state of Washington aims to reduce the number of traffic deaths and serious injuries on Washington's roadways to zero by 2030.
Our goal is to really work with our community to shift our traffic safety culture to one where people would never consider getting behind the wheel after consuming an impairing substance.
Well, if you need a ride home, there are a limited number of safe ride home coupons available this weekend. You can get up to $20 off on a taxi ride or $10 off on an Uber or a Lyft. The coupons are valid through 3 a.m. Monday morning. Just search PBOT Safe Ride Home. Well, check out this drone footage showing the work being done on a Hall Boulevard overpass in Tigard. It will be closed for about 9 months so crews can rebuild it. And a reminder, Highway 217 is closed from Greenberg to 99W for other road work. Both directions and some on-ramps will be shut down until Monday morning at 5 a.m. It's part of the 217 improvement project, with ODOT adding extra lanes to give people more space to merge into traffic. And a transit interruption west of Portland. Part of the TriMet Max Blue line is out of service for the next week. The final planned disruption for the Better Red extension project kicked off today and will last through next Sunday. During this time, shuttle buses will take Blue Line riders between Orinco Station and Hatfield Government Center in Hillsborough. Crews need this time to work on the trackway that normally can't be done during regular service hours. The project is still on schedule to wrap up this summer. And the Oregon Ducks men's basketball team has punched their ticket to the big dance. The Ducks beat the Colorado Buffaloes earlier tonight in the Pac-12 title game. Orlando will have all the highlights coming up later in sports.